let's talk about defunding the police for a second. Because my opponent for NC House District 99, Nassif Majid, pledged to defund the police. And he got his wish. The Charlotte police are now what I would consider woefully underfunded. And here's why that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Right now, Charlotte has only 1,600 police officers for the entire city, a city of 1 million people. That's 16 officers, that's it. And in the near term, they expect at least 300 defections or retirements, which would leave us with 1,300 officers for a city of 1 million people. And that's simply not enough, right, for the kind of city that we have. We don't have hardly any officers in the pipeline like the police academy, because no one wants to be a police officer in a city where politicians want to defund the police. Surprise! So our police officer salaries are low because we're defunded. I think the starting salary is maybe $40,000. And working as a police officer is hard work. The leadership of the city is trying to defund you, and one of the city council members actually rose to prominence here by protesting the police during the riots. That's how he got elected. So why on earth would you want to work here? And so we can't recruit any police officers. Now, if no police officers want to work here, then you have to lower your standards significantly in order to get anyone to fill the job. And that's going to give you a better chance of hiring someone who is either not trained for the position or might abuse the power. So defunding police actually causes the very thing that the defenders of the defund police movement claim to be worried about. Ouch! Does this make sense to you? Because this is how it actually works. And on top of that, our politicians, like Nassif Majid, don't fight for the necessary funding for our police from the state capital, from Raleigh, because they think defunding is the way to go. And because we don't have strong advocates for funding, believe it or not, much smaller counties nearby, like Gaston County, get more money for their police and legal system than Mecklenburg County does. Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself, but that's the truth. Because our politicians are too interested in defunding our police and won't advocate for the police. It's not their position. So the question is, how has that worked out for us? Well, let me tell you. Right now, the district attorney in Mecklenburg County, Spencer Merriweather, is operating at a deficit of around 15 attorneys on his staff. That's 15 attorneys which he needs, but he doesn't have. Because Charlotte politicians think police are the bad guys and should be defunded. But when you defund the police, you also defund the whole justice system, because they work together, they work hand in hand. And all our district attorney can offer his attorneys is about $40,000 to start with, and some loan forgiveness after some years. And not many attorneys will pass on good money where they can pay their own law school debts off in order to work for $40,000 in an underfunded legal system. And do you blame them? Because I don't. So when the police arrest a criminal for anything less than a really, really serious crime, like murder, often we don't have enough attorneys in the district attorney's office to prosecute that crime within 3.5 to 7 years. That's what the police told me. Now, the US Constitution doesn't allow us to hold someone that long without a trial. Constitutionally, we have a right to a fair and speedy trial. And thank goodness for the Constitution, right? But Our judicial system in Charlotte has no choice but to let the criminals go, oftentimes for low or no bail at all. And so you get criminals back out on the street within a few days with no punishment, who openly mock the very police officers who arrested them just a few days ago. And the police are completely demoralized. They don't want to work here. Do you blame them? Because I don't. What else? What else does defunding the police do? It means that you can't train your officers. Our police currently only get to train at a gun range maybe once a year because ammunition costs money. It's actually quite expensive. You need funds. And they don't get hand-to-hand combat training. Not enough physical training. Not enough dispute resolution training. We don't get the training because we don't have the funds. Because Charlotte politicians think it's a great idea to defund the police. You know, there's more where that came from, believe me. The rising crime in Charlotte is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Which is why we need to vote against politicians who even mention defunding police in a positive manner. That means the whole Charlotte City Council, except for Tariq Bokhari and Ed Driggs, need to go. And it also means that you should vote for me, Michael Anderson, and not Nassif Majid, who pledged to defund the police. So vote for me for North Carolina House of Representatives for District 99, and that's Northeast Charlotte, from the UNC Charlotte campus all the way up to Harrisburg. And those are my thoughts on defunding the police. Thanks so much.